Hi everybody, it's Miss Barstow here, or Miss B, whatever you want to call me. And I wanted to first start out just by telling you guys that I am super excited for this year, even though it's going to be an abnormal year. I also want to let you know that if you are having any issues at all, either academically, socially, emotionally, whatever it is, you can come to me or Mr. McKeague or Miss Paris or Miss Jorgensen, and we will do whatever we can to get you the help you need. So please keep that in mind. Now, one of my favorite things is having teacher tees. So I'm going to show you one of my best teacher tees. It says, "My students," I gotta get over, "are amazing," and I truly believe that you guys are amazing students. As Sequoiates, I know how strong you are, and I know that you can get through this year. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start looking at our notes packet on pages 4 and 5. That's what we're going to work today. And this is lesson number 1, and it is Learning Target 1A. I can apply properties of exponents. So we're going to go ahead and just get started and talk about what an exponent is. And so you can see that an exponent is just a number that is going to tell you how many times you have to multiply. So exponents are just a way to show repeated multiplication. Remember, you always have to have the base. So in this case, the base is 8, and then your exponent is 2. So this would be 8 times 8. You're going to multiply 8 twice. Super, super important here is to remember that to do any of the stuff that we're going to talk about in this lesson, you have to make sure that your bases are the same. So we're going to talk about 5 different rules, and today we're going to only talk about 3 of them, and then in the next lesson you're going to talk about the other 2. So the first rule that we're going to talk about is the product of powers rule, or the product rule, sometimes we say that for short. Remember, product means multiplication or to multiply. So you can see here that we have 7 squared, and we're multiplying it by 7 to the 4th. When you look at that 7 squared, that just means 7 times 7. It's multiplying twice, and then 7 to the 4th is 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, or 4 times, which you would, count the number of 7s you have here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 to the 6th power. You can also look at the next one here, where you have 4 to the 3rd, so that's 3 4s, or multiplying 4 3 times, and 4 to the 5th, so you're multiplying 4 5 times, and if you add all those up, add all those number 4s, you get 8 4s, so that's 4 to the 8th power. So let's try filling in the middle column ourselves here. So we've got 3 squared, which is just 3 times 3. And then you have 3 to the 3rd power, which is 3 times 3 times 3. So that's going to have 5 3's, so it's going to be 3 to the 5th power. So taking a look at this pattern, let's look at y to the 3rd times y to the 7th. I gave you the answer. It is y to the 7th. It's y to the 3rd times y to the 4th, y to the 7th. All right, so you're going to answer the next question on Edpuzzle. So looking at this table here, how can you summarize, how can you explain the rule for when we multiply 2 powers? Okay, let's take a look at the next page. We're going to do quotient of powers, which means to divide, or that's division. And so now we're going to take 7 to the 5th, which is your 5 sevens in the numerator, divided by 7 squared, which is 7 times 7 in the denominator. And if you notice, 7 over 7 is just 1, so we can cancel out here. So you get 7 over 7 is 1, and you're left with 3 sevens. You can do the same thing here. You get 8 fours on top and 5 fours on the bottom there. And you can start canceling those out because 4 divided by 4 is just 1. And then you're going to be left again with 3 fours, so that would be 4 to the 3rd power. So we're going to take a shot at that middle column here. So we have 3 to the 7th, so we're going to write 7 threes. Make sure there's 7 of them there. And then in the denominator, it's 3 to the 3rd. So we're multiplying 3 times. So that's 3 times 3 times 3. And again, we can go ahead and cancel those out. So we're left with 4 threes. Now let's try and skip that. So you have a to the 8th and a to the 2nd. Well, 8 minus 2 is going to be 6. So you're going to have a to the 6th power. Again, in Edpuzzle, we want you to go ahead and answer the question, look at this table, look at the pattern that you find, and what rule can you write? All right, now we have the zero exponent property here. So we can take that 4 to the 5th and divide that by 4 to the 5th. And again, those 4's all cancel out to equal 1. But if we use what we learned above, 5 minus 5 is 0, so that's 4 to the 0, which is just 1. Looking at the next one, again, all those 2's cancel out, so anything over itself is just 1. But you can also say 4 minus 4 is 0, so this is 2 to the 0 power, which is 1. Now here we got to write out 3 5's in the numerator, 3 5's in the denominator, which, sorry, quick little problem here, I forgot one of the 5's at the bottom. So you'll notice when I'm crossing out the 3's that I'm going to end up with an extra 3. I was like, oops, got to add my 3 to the denominator. There we go. And again, you end up with 1, or because 5 minus 5 is 0, you get 3 to the 0 power, which is 1. So h to the 7th over h to the 7th, which would be h to the 0 power, is just 1. So go ahead and take a look at Edpuzzle again and look at this table here and summarize what happens when you have the exponent equal to 0. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything else, please reach out to any one of us. We are here to help you. We want to make sure that you succeed this year. So let's go Secoites.